Yipes! That was a close one. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my new LP. This is Kirby and the Amazing Mirror. I'm your LPer for today, Capital G. And before we jump into the gameplay here, a quick peek at the story. High above the skies of Dreamland, the Mirror World needs help! Oh my goodness! Not the Mirror World. A shadowy figure is unleashing chaos on the peaceful world. He's a freaky looking character too, holy shit. Hey, wait a second. Meta Knight flies into the Mirror World to protect Dreamland. No, he's doing it for the glory, not for Dreamland. However, there's Kirby. Oh! Meta Knight just attacked Kirby? I don't get that. And we're spinning the floor! We're spinning the floor! Lots of Kirbys. More Kirbys to live. On we go! And, well, what more can you do? You don't split me into four and get away with it, so after him, pressing start. So as you can see, I've got a couple of, that was a failed recording, that was a failed recording. This is not. Hopefully, it's not. So we have our main game, we have some sub-games. Over the course of the game, we can collect goodies that'll show up here. And of course, we can erase save data. And we're just going to jump into our adventure here. Anyone who owns like the Game Link cable and GBAs and whatnot, this is a GBA Kirby game, of course. You can play 2 to 4 players multi-pack. And if I had a way to record this for people, believe me, I'd do it. I talked about it with Drew from Do Play, and we figure it would take 4 GameCubes with the Game Boy player, 4 towers, a 5th computer to record our voices, as well as all the Game Link cables. I'm sure there's a more efficient way to do it, but that's the best we can come up with, and that's hardcore. But if anyone has an idea of how we can do a 2 to 4 player game, let me know. I want in on it. But for now, 1 player adventure. Oh, there he is, after him. So yeah, this is, I'm gonna come up and say it right now, this is the best Kirby game, period. The graphics are gorgeous for Game Boy Advance anyways. Music, of course, is rockin'. And it has a lot of the classic gameplay elements and abilities. We can fly, we can spin, and it also has a teamwork mechanic goes with it. Like you see, if you press this button, you can't go on your own, but if someone else presses it... And NPCs are good for helping you out like that. Obviously, it's better to play it with live players, simply because with live players, you can actually communicate and say, hey, I need this. And that'll definitely be more important later on. Anyways, we have here a battery. That's for recharging our cell phone, which you'll see on the top left corner of the screen. And of course we have our health on the bottom, 6 bars. That's what food is for. Now why is the cell phone so important? I'll show you very, very soon. Meantime, we got ourselves a sword. So we're slicing, we're dicing, and we're making julienne fries. Boom, big Waddle Dee. A lot of the classic enemies you're gonna find, as well as some new ones and variants and old ones. And we got a game tip. And this explains how we use the cell phone. By pressing R, we can call for help. That would mean summoning our buddies, our NPC players, to our location. They'll tend to wander off on their own. They'll do their own thing, but when you need them, press the R button, and they come to your location. And if you press and hold L, it'll use up all the batteries in your cell phone, but you get to leave whatever area you're in and start in the main section, which we are about to see. But first, a duel of the swordsmen. Whoa! Dark Meta Knight beat Light Meta Knight. And he destroyed the mirror. Poor Meta Knight. Whoa, a dark Kirby too. Okay. So we have a dark Meta Knight and a dark Kirby to worry about. So how does this game work? Well, it's a giant labyrinth. Right now there's only one door that we can go through, but over the course of the game there'll be multiple paths. We'll be able to open other doors that we can access from here, going to different areas. There are 9 or 10 different areas in the game, which we will all see during the LP. And our mission is to repair that mirror. All the bosses of each area will have the pieces of the mirror, so that's who we're going after. So here, and a little classic forest level. And how did he get a freeze item so quickly? That's something I don't get with the NPCs, that they will get random items that they shouldn't otherwise have at this point. But oh well. I'm not gonna complain about that. So yes, all the classic abilities. Got the beam ability, love the beam ability. I like most of the abilities of the game. There's a couple new ones too that we can watch out for. And of course we can find these chests, reminiscent of the Great Cave Offensive from Kirby Superstar. In fact, technically speaking, the whole game is based off of mechanics of Great Cave Offensive, having like one giant stage basically. And any one door can lead to any other place that you're... that could be either new or somewhere that you've already been. I'm gonna show you something here, a little thing called the map. When you press start, you'll see information about whatever ability that you have. And by pressing select, you can switch to the map. And you can see generally which directions you've gone in so far. But if you manage to collect a map for each area, then you'll have a bit more information on where you could go. Is the map particularly useful? It's very useful, but not the most well drawn. When I finally do get a map, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Aha! That's a new ability, the missile. I quite like that. Oh, just took out the Dark Kirby and got a 1-up for it. Love that. Let's grab over here. And we're gonna move on to... Angel Kirby was too late. Move on to Moonlit Mansion. Boom. And that is our map. Let's have a look at it. Now we're in Moonlit Mansion. Any place that we are or already have been will turn yellow. Orange areas are places we haven't been to yet. And if you see arrows, it means you can only go one way. And if it's a straight line, it means you'll be able to go back and forth between those rooms. Now you'll notice that there's paths to different areas. Like here, there's a path to Area 6. You have a path to Area 9 all the way up here. Paths back to Area 1 over here. And of course, boss. Now the bosses in each area are what have the shards. In this episode, we're going to be going after this first boss. Boom! Actually, this is a pretty tough ability to use, so let's go for the beam for now. Okay, never mind. And these blocks, you'll notice you can only get through them with I forget what it's called. It's a burning ability. Like when you do the fire dash, that's what you need to go through that. I'm going to show off all the abilities over the course of the game. Mainly because you need them all to get through the game. There'll be plenty of sections where you need a specific ability to be able to continue through an alternate path. Whoa, I'm in trouble here, aren't I? Let's, well, first I'll make sure I'm covered here. Take out the ice block and then call for help. Now, often when you call for help, you also get some healing items from the phone call. So now we can just sort of like, uh-oh! Oh, go team! Nice. That's one of the scenarios we want to call for help. Is if you're low on health, which will happen a lot in this game. Actually, this is actually one of the most challenging Kirby games. Or if one of those Kirbys has a specific item that you need to continue on the path, then you can call them in, and all of a sudden they're right there, and you can continue. As for this big button, look at this. It now unlocks the door to go back to the first path. What's also nice about it is that these places usually have a couple of items that we can choose from. So each time we find one of these rooms, we'll have easier to access to more abilities. Pretty neat. But for now, we have a mirror shard to recover, so that's where we're going. Boom, just jump through here. Now, Kirby is definitely the most overpowered character ever. He's one of the most dynamic, and ouch. By the way, if you need help, do not blow this up when you're in this section. If you need help, if you blow that up, you're just going to lock yourself out of here. That's good for 2 health. And you'll notice in this room there's a couple other ways to get in, so keep an eye out for it. Anyways, boom. Take that, you. Like I said, I love Kirby because he's just because he can do so much stuff. Even without copying, he's got this move. He can inhale, exhale. Boom. And of course, you can fly! Just gonna show you a little something here, by the way. If you have the ability to go through these blocks, you'll be able to access Area 9. Just so you know. So when we're ready to go to Area 9, that's one of the ways to go there. Lollipop, lollipop, lolly, 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 lollipop. Old song. Lollipops are awesome just because I can run through and blaze through enemies like nothing. Boom. What else do you normally expect from a Kirby game? Other than a dynamic hero? An awesome soundtrack. We've got some classic Kirby tunes, and I think there'll be a couple of new ones later on as well. Boom, take that, you. Just grab that fruit. And this button's a little different. It opens the door to a new area that we haven't seen yet. So that's good to keep in mind. Boom. It's all quiet now all of a sudden. You know what that means? It means we have a boss. So let's arm ourselves and go fight the boss. King Golem. He's similar to Wispy Woods, who's classically the first boss of the game. Ouch. I lost my abilities. So I'm gonna have to do this the hard way, and that's by absorbing shit and spinning it back. Uh-oh. They're taking out everything before I can suck it in. The battles can be a little uncoordinated with the NPCs. Yes! Victory! And with that in mind, we have our first shard. 8 in all to collect. Time to dance. And of course, it's a different dance for different numbers of characters that survive the boss battles. So with that in mind, thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next part, where we are going to explore this brand spanking new door over here. See you next time.